Welcome dear students. I hope last session you understood. Any doubt you can comment on the box and ask me. Okay. Now coming to human respiratory system, we are going to deal with human respiratory system. Okay. Now human respiratory system structure will go. It it is the nose. Okay, nose, and it comes the nasal cavity, that area where your nose and upper area, okay, that is nasal cavity. Now nasal cavity, we have two nasal cavity which is differentiated with the soft tissue, soft flexible bone cartilage, right? Now this nasal cavity enters into pharynx, then comes larynx. Okay, pharynx, in the digestive system we have already dealt with pharynx. Then larynx is the sound box. Okay, sound box which is protruded in the male or boys, and which is not much prominent in the female. Now this comes trachea. This area is called trachea, where you can see ribs of cartilage, rings, not ribs, rings of cartilage. So that rings of cartilage will resist, or it will enable the smooth movement of the air pass through it. Okay, now trachea enters into two lungs. Now always remember, your right lungs will be larger than your left lungs. Okay, so you have two lungs. This is your chest cavity, that is thoracic cavity. Your right side, the right lung will be much larger than the left. Okay, right side is trilobed. Yeah, that means three lobes are there, and in this case it is two lobed. Okay, now trachea enters, as it enters into the lungs, that entry is called the bronchi. This is called bronchi. bronchi, bronchi. This bronchi again branches, that is called bronchioles. You can see the branches, bronchioles. And the balloon like structure which is ending at the end of these bronchioles are called alveoli. Alveoli, the main part where the exchange of gases is going on or will happen. It consists of blood capillaries around. Again, I am describing the structure. You have nose, when it is going up, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, which is surrounded by rings of cartilage for smooth movement of the air passage. Then you have two lungs. Right lobe is bigger than the left. Okay, and as it enters, it is called bronchi. Then branching is called bronchioles, and the balloon shaped structure at the end of each bronchioles are called alveoli. Now this part, diaphragm, is separating your chest cavity between the abdominal cavity. Okay, so this diaphragm plays a very important role during our breathing. Understood? Now, dear students, I am just showing you the enlarged view of the alveoli, which is the main site of exchange of gases where it happens. Now, you can see these are the alveoli, which is completely surrounded by many blood capillaries. So, this blood capillaries is responsible for giving out oxygen towards tissues, and from the tissues taking out carbon dioxide and going through reverse direction from bronchioles to bronchi, and then the trachea and larynx, pharynx, and coming outside as nose. Okay, got it? So this is very important. You have to learn. It's very important. The part where gaseous exchange takes place is alveoli. Dear students, as we discussed the structure, now we will go for how it functions. Breathing. I already told you, breathing is a part of respiration. Respiration is mainly the breaking of glucose to release energy. So for that, breathing is necessary. Breathing takes place in two process: inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation, taking in oxygen, and release of carbon dioxide. That means taking in oxygen is inhalation, when we are taking uh, oxygen inside. Okay, exhalation means when we are releasing carbon dioxide outside. So these two process, inhalation taking in air, exhalation giving out air. So giving out carbon dioxide, taking in oxygen. Hope you understood. Now you can see, dear students, lungs. These are two lungs which is completely surrounded by the ribs, rib gauge it is known as. Now bottom part you can see the ribs are connected with ribs only, not connected with the sternum. This is the breastbone, okay, sternum. And backside we have, at the backside of this we have the vertebrae. Now see the internal organs, even the heart which is in between the lungs, your stomach, everything is protected, mainly above part, okay, lungs, heart and all, and which is separated by diaphragm. Here diaphragm is there. So this is ribs, and in between ribs you can see the muscles also, okay. So as I told you, breathing consists of two process: inhalation. Remember, during inhalation, when this skeleton will take the air inside, okay, your skeleton, wow, it is going to take inside, right? Just simply joking. When gas, oxygen is entering, air is entering, what happens? This, the in between the ribs, in between the muscles are there, that will contract. So what happens, the ribs will come together and it will push up. So this ribs will move outward, expand. So automatically it will come up and outward expansion, and diaphragm will go down. So chest cavity will increase, that means lungs is filled with air. Okay, during exhalation what happens? Reverse. The muscles in the ribs will relax, automatically ribs will come down and diaphragm gets upwards. Okay, so this is how exhalation and inhalation happens. Let's see from your textbook also. This is your textbook. You can see the diaphragm. Now again repeating. The ribs consist of muscles. During inhalation, when air is coming inside the lungs, what happens? The muscles in between the ribs contract. It will pull up the ribs outward and upward. So it will expand and the diaphragm will come down because of the increase in chest cavity. Reverse of this happens during exhalation. When exhaling, the diaphragm will come up, the muscles here will relax, and the ribs will come down. So the gas will come out. Okay, this is how exhalation and inhalation takes place by the movement of your diaphragm and ribs. So take care of yourself when you are breathing and exhaling during running. Relax yourself, do the relaxed breathing, do the meditation, then automatically your respiration will be very smooth and your memory power will be increasing because you are getting proper amount of oxygen. Okay, take care of yourself.